So this Lumiere camera, which we got, Bob didn't say, but actually it's thanks to him that we got it, because it was like a baseball-like exchange where Technicolor gave a 3-strip Technicolor, where is it? Like this one there, here, to the Cinematheque, and in exchange the Cinematheque loaned this one to here. When he was able to view the Edison Keeley, the very beginning of it, they made actually 425 of this cinematograph camera. This one means it was made at the start of 1896. Shooting in Japan, in Budapest, oil drilling in Azerbaijan, some piece of coin, and then look at some footage. So he saw that, and that started the idea of making films. It's mostly, this is the mechanism here, In modern cameras you have, this is multiplied by 2, you have like 2,
shutters?
How do you say it in English?
Shutters?
Shutters, thank you. The film is behind there, you see the Seal 35 open and mill opening, and this is the shutter here. Technology and all, and he withdrew from the competition, and so it was the end of this.
There was a man named Dr. Herbert Kalmus who was a scientist, graduate from MIT, and became a professor in physics for a while. He met Daniel Comstock and Mr. W.B. Westcott, and the three of them formed a company that eventually became Technicolor. About 1914 this was happening. Dr. Kalmus actually married Natalie Dunphy while he was still in college and came to regret it deeply. It became his albatross. He wished he had never said those 2 words, I do. It resulted in decades-long divorce and bouts with lawyers when she was trying to take over his company. And from those 3 black and white separations, they make matrices, and from them, and these matrices are then used to imbibe the dye into a gelatin-covered stock that would then accept red, the complementary colors, yellow, magenta, and cyan. And so basically the prints that came out of Technicolor were dye transfer prints. And so they basically are much more stable than photographic prints were. In fact, the prints made back in the 30s are still fantastic. 2 movements and a prism, and it basically, the light comes through, straight through, and straight through the prism, and it passes through a green filter, and then so you get the green separation in this movement here. On the other side of the prism, there's another movement that has 2 films in bipack, and the front film is blue sensitive.
Well, let's talk about the American Society of Cinematographers. This is something that I love to talk about and something that I've been in love with for many, many years. I came to Hollywood in the very early 80s as a rock musician with not much in mind other than playing guitar in rock bands and making it. And when that didn't quite work out, the words that my father had spoken in the 70s, you better have something to back that up, kind of echoed through my brain, and I said, well, there has to be something. I found a job as a production assistant, a PA, and on working on various films and TV shows, I saw that they kept bringing coffee and treats to the guy over there in the nice clothes, and I was like, well, what does he do? That's interesting. They said, well, he's the director of photography, and I went, well, I want to be the director of photography. I've been very blessed to be associated with all of this stuff, and to be able to work with it, because we really have one of the most complex and complete collections of cinematography items, not to mention personal items of cinematographers. In modern, and I say modern meaning after this beautiful camera, cinematography, there were a couple of milestones. One was the Bell & Howell 2709 camera. This is a registered camera which made absolutely perfect images. So perfect, in fact, that after the camera had gone out of fashion for shooting, it became an optical printer because it's so precise. Slide the matte box out, slide the camera over on this dovetail, and then rotate the lenses. Look through the lens, focus, do whatever you have, then flip it back, slide it back over, slide the matte box. George Barnes, ASC, for those of you that don't know, one of his more famous movies would be Rebecca. He was a genius cinematographer and was also the person who taught Greg Toland, the gentleman that shot Citizen Kane, everything he knew. George Barnes had done everything in his films, not all at the same time, that Toland did on Citizen Kane to that time. But, you know, the prize goes to the guy who puts it all together. This one has a hand crank on it, so you just give it a crank and you're shooting. This camera would shoot today. Absolutely. It's a beautiful camera. It was given to us by the owner of the Red Camera Company, a company that makes HD cameras. It's priceless to our collection because of its history and because of what it meant to cinematographers. And by the way, the cinematographers, mostly the ASC guys, were telling the guys from the Bell & Howell factory, hey, there's this guy in Hollywood that's making a camera that does this, and the guys in Chicago at Bell & Howell went, that'll never stick. Forget about it. This club and the Los Angeles Camera Club, the Static Club and the Camera Club, got together. We have some extraordinary pieces. Panavision cameras, Aeroflex cameras.